What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about useless items in CS2? In my opinion, the most useless are StatTrack Swap Tool and P250 X-Ray package. And when I say that, I'm serious. Who in their right mind would buy a package that is a guaranteed loss? Only sagas would do that. Alright, at least with the X-Ray and Swap Tool, you get something out of the package and you know what you're gonna get. Then what is the most useless item in CS2? Well, personally, I think it is the funny blue item called Gift Package. You would be surprised, but there is a whole family of those packages in CS2 that you never heard of. And 99% of people who play this game don't even know about their existence. And I'm not kidding, I'm gonna give you some time, try to name this item. It is actually called Audience Participation Parcel. For years, this item was making people wonder what is it and how does it even work. Well, it was added back on December 18th, 2013 with a Winter Offensive update. Like then they added those packages that now look like souvenir packages we all know today. And the Winter Offensive case is the first ever community case that set the stone for the most known skins we know today. But let's get back to the gift packages. Even if you heard something about them, it was likely that they give random skins to people on the server. But it seems like nobody actually knows what skins are even possible to drop. It built this mystery around, which makes you believe that there is a chance to get any item from CS2, including the Dragon Lore. And I have to be honest, this idea of getting a Dragon Lore from a package was bugging me for a long time. And I never understood the point of buying something so strange that doesn't give you a skin, but rather gives it to somebody else. But then the time went by, and I forgot this package even existed. So now I want to learn more about this item to see what secrets does it have to unravel. My name is Isla Gamble, and in this video I want to show you the most useless item in CS2 history. But before we start, I want to ask you to join my Discord and Telegram. Links are in the description. And also I would like to remind you that I'm buying skins on Twitter. So if you want to sell or trade your useless items, make sure to message me. As I mentioned before, in the Winter Offensive update, CS2 devs introduced three types of packages. The first one is the Gift Package, which will give a random item to one random player in your match. That means every time the receiver will be random. So if you want to give this present to your friend specifically instead of doing it in a competitive match, you need to create a private server. And then your friend gonna join the server and then you can give him the skin. The next one is Palette of Presents, which will give random items to up to 9 people in your match. Basically the same concept, but this time is gonna be up to 9 people that will get the skin. But you may ask, why 9? Indubitably, that was made for the competitive match, where 9 people are players in your match, and the last one is you, who will be left out without a present. I am not sure that Psycho who would give something to the losers on the opposite team, but nevertheless, you can create a private server again with 9 friends in your lobby and use this package there. But what if you only have 5 people on the server? What will happen to the rest of the skins? The answer is that only 5 people on the server will get a skin, and the remaining 4 skins will simply disappear. And the last one is the Audience Participation Parcel, which will give random items to up to 25 people watching your match. Alright, that makes sense, but what collections are even dropping from those gifts? I didn't know answer off the bat, so I had to start digging. At first I thought csgo skins would tell me like they usually do with any other case, but sadly when I visited their site, I didn't find anything. So I went on searching Reddit thinking that would be easier, but it looks like people on Reddit were just as clueless as I am. And one guy even said that he got the Desert Eagle Blaze from unboxing one of them. Do I believe him? No, definitely not. It is too good to be true, but I keep on digging. And like any person who fails to find something himself, I decided to check what ChatGPT has to say. And finally, it gave me some clues. And as ChatGPT said, it is dropping collections from the active drop pool. So whatever collections you get from the weekly care package will be the collections in the gift packages. Well then, I thought it's kinda OP since there are so many cool collections out there, like the new Ascent, Real, Radiant collections. And then I started to think, what are the most expensive items there? And on the first place, we have the new AK that costs around $400 in the factory new condition. Next up, we have Up Green Energy that costs around $260 in factory new. And the last one is the new M4A1S Stratosphere that costs around $260 as well in factory new condition. Honestly, it doesn't sound too bad considering the package is only $5. But then, if you try to open one, you will get this error. It is basically saying that you need to try again later, like it usually does during the maintenance hours on Tuesdays. But if you try again later, nothing would ever happen. That is it. This family of items are simply breaks in CS2, and ever since the release of the game, those functions responsible for opening any of those packages were broken, and nobody bothered to fix them. So to get this straight, it was broken since 2023, and now it is big 2025. This multi-billion-dollar company doesn't bother fixing something people paid money for. Call Valve lazy one more time. But what if you really want to open one? Maybe you had this item since 2013 sitting in your inventory. Then you may try your luck using the legacy version of CSGO. There are a lot of tweaks you need to make first in order to have access to your inventory, and I'm not going to explain all that in this video, but I'm sure you will find it using Google. Once you're in the legacy version, you're ready to test out your luck. You already dream of the new AK in your inventory, but then you'll be disappointed. Sadly, ChatGPT lied to me. Although ChatGPT says that you can get those new collections from the package, it is clearly not true. How do I know? Upon digging, I found a video about those packages where this Russian YouTuber unboxed one recently, and what he got was P90 Scorched from the Mirage collection. You may be confused, what is wrong with getting P90? He clearly wasn't lucky enough to get something good, so he got the great quality gun. But the actual reason is that old Mirage collection is no longer a part of the actual drop collections. So if ChatGPT was right, he shouldn't have received the P90 in any case, but he did, which means the ChatGPT is wrong. So then, what collections are in this package? Is it true that you can get any skin like a Dragon Lore? And I am so sorry to ruin all of your vivid dreams of unboxing one, but the actual collections are the following: Train, Safe House, Bank, Italy, Dasu, Lake, and Mirage, which do not have the cobblestone collections in them. And sadly, majority of those collections do not have anything valuable in them, except the Mirage collection has MP9 Hot Rod, which currently sells at around $200 in factory new condition. Honestly, pretty much any skin from this Mirage collection is a money back, and the chance to unbox the Mirage collection is 1 in 7, or 14% for the hobby enjoyers. But what about this huge box of gift packages that everyone already forgotten? You said it is the most useless among them all. What was wrong with this item? Yes, it is true. It is the most useless item in the history of CS2. And the reason is because unlike the normal gift packages that work in the legacy version of CSGO, this one is a dead brick. But then what is wrong with it? From the same video of this Russian YouTuber, we can see that he figured out that Parcel doesn't work in the CSGO legacy. So he went deeper to the Scaleform UI build of CSGO, the old version of CSGO that still resonates within me whenever I see it. Old memories of completing the wildfire co-op missions with your friend, nothing beats that feeling of nostalgia. But most importantly, what he found is that during this time, there was a button called Gift Present, which was intended for those 3 packages only. And then when he tried to use this button on the audience participation parcel, he finally didn't get any error messages. He thought it was a success, when actually it was a failure. Although it seems to be working, but nobody got the skin, and the parcel was still in his inventory. It looks like the server responsible for this feature was turned off a long time ago. And when I say a long time ago, actually I mean just a few days before he started filming the process. Upon digging, I found this guy in his Telegram chat who said that Valve terminated the last server that supported this version of CSGO just a few days before he started making his video. Unlucky. That is exactly why I said this audience participation parcel is the most useless item in CS2. You cannot open it, you cannot delete it, there is nothing you can do with it except for trading and selling it to the collectors. Valve was so sure that this idea of gifting is so great that they made a button for it. And actually, it was a nice idea. However, they never realized that adding this banner with the top gifters was a bad idea. Later, the gambling websites started occupying the top spots with their URLs and names. Clearly, the idea was so bad that they had to remove the banners. But then, what was the point of gifting? Your name is not shown now on the leaderboards. There is no significance to your good deeds of gifting skins to Andes. No, likely only 1% of the community would use this feature, so they had to scrape it. But what should Valve do with the packages that already people paid for and hold on to? Long story short, they did nothing. Why would they? They've removed the item from the game shop, so now nobody can buy it. And if you didn't know, if you buy something from the in-game shop, you can request a refund on items as long as you didn't open them. And then the items will be removed from your account and you'll get the balance back. So everyone who was not satisfied with the update could have asked for a refund. Good ending. Everyone is happy. Useless items are now finally removed. And although this feature is not removed, I still think it was a good idea in some ways. I hope in CS2 the devs would rework the concept to make it look like in Dota, where you can wrap any skin into a present and send it to your friend. I would use this feature even if it costs $1. I simply think that it would be a nice way to send a birthday present instead of simply sending a trade offer with a name tag. I know for sure that gifting in CS2 is still possible because some Chinese marketplaces are using that for delivering skins, but sadly I don't think it is available to anyone except them. But should you buy a gift package in big 2025? My answer is no, unless you want to hold on to it as a piece of history. But should you buy the big parcel? My answer is maybe. While I was making this video, somebody bought the parcel for $500 while it was selling for $120 on the buff marketplace. Looks like this item is useless and extremely rare, so there could be some potential for the market manipulation. But again, if Valve don't care about this item, why should you? And to be honest, those packages barely increased in price since 2021. Why would you want to buy something so bad that doesn't even work? Likely the supply would decrease over time by being abandoned in inventories, but at the end of the day, it is still a dead brick. You're definitely better off buying some old cases instead of dropping $1,500 on something dead, like this huge pile of bricks. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, and drop a follow to my Twitch, CS.